Hey y'all, welcome back to the Almost Vegan Mommy, and today I'm going to give you 4 amazing reasons to eat vegan. So get ready. So these 4 top reasons for eating vegan are undeniable. You can't deny the facts of these. So let's get started. Reason number 1 is going to be money. Eating vegan is super cheap, especially if you're doing the non-dairy ice cream or you're not doing the processed soy products like veggie nuggets, stuff like that. If you're doing primarily more plant-based foods, it is so cheap. My husband and I have already saved bukus of money from doing this. We're spending like $25 a week minimum on just meats before this, you know, steak, ground turkey, chicken, and that wasn't even including like cheeses and Parmesan if I was gonna make like a baked ziti or something like that. And so we're saving tons of money. I mean, if you look at the primary grocery budget of a vegan, you're gonna see a lot of rice, beans, legumes, vegetables. All of these are super cheap actually. Also, you're gonna save money because most vegans aren't dealing, are less likely to deal with mega health issues like diabetes, cancer, strokes, even eczema, even acne. You know, little things like that go a long way because it's preventative care, not reactive care. And so you're gonna save tons of money eating vegan. You'll be amazed. You'll be getting off of medication. Some people in as little as 1 week are starting to reduce or even eliminate all of their medications. So reason number 1, bukus of money you'll save. Reason number 2 is world hunger, okay? Now, I know a lot of people probably aren't concerned about this, but a lot of people that eat animal products do contribute, donate, and advocate for world hunger issues. But what a lot of people don't realize is out of the 925 million people worldwide that don't have enough to eat, the world's cattle consumes enough food to meet the caloric needs of 8.7. I have my notes right here in front of me. 8.7 billion people. So just the cattle alone, that's not including chickens or turkeys or any other meat-based product. Just the caloric intake that the cows eat every year in this country to keep them alive, to farm them, could feed 8.7 billion people. You know, that's like 6.5 times more than the 925 million people that are starving in the world. So this whole time when we're thinking we need to feed the world, we need to feed the country, no more hungry people, we're using almost 7 times as much food to feed animals so they can be farmed and turned into meat for us. 70% of the world's grains are used to feed animals so they can be farmed to feed us. Now, don't get me wrong, I grew up deer hunting and everything like that. I honestly am not I'm not as big of a vegan to where I won't wear leather and stuff like that. I know it's pretty controversial, but that's why this channel is called the Almost Vegan Mommy. So don't get me wrong, I'm not like, oh, the animals have souls, blah, 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 blah. You know, but when you look at the cold hard facts of world hunger, and you look at all the money we're putting into keeping these animals alive just so they can be farmed, it's undeniable. Millions are starving worldwide, and so it just doesn't make sense to funnel this edible food to feed these animals just so we can be fed by them. Reason number 3 is good for the planet. I recently went to a Earth Day festival in Nashville, and at the Earth Day festival, they were char grilling hamburgers everywhere, hot dogs, you name it. And did you know that California Riverside, the University of California Riverside calculates that cooking just one charbroiled burger causes as much pollution as driving an 18-wheeler for 143 miles. So it doesn't really make sense at all of these places that are advocating a healthier, better planet. Here comes my 3-year-old. You wanna stay with me, Bubby? We're making a video. It just doesn't make sense to all of a sudden have a grill there char-broiling burgers. Vegans actually have the smallest carbon footprint in the world. We generate a volume of greenhouse gases 41% smaller than those of meat eaters and dairy eaters. I take that back, 13% smaller than vegetarians who eat dairy and eggs. The Pew Environmental Group estimates that 523 million chickens raised and killed each year just in Maryland. Hey, shh, mommy's talking. Just in Maryland and Delaware alone, okay? That's not including anywhere else in the world or anywhere else in the United States. But out of the 523 million chickens that are killed, in those 2 states alone generate enough waste to fill the dome of the US Capitol 50 times in just a week, y'all. So you look at all those toxins and stuff that leak into our water supply, these salmonella outbreaks that kill 3,000 people a year. You know, it's just not environmentally great for our planet to be farming animals. You are so funny. Big reason number 3 why being a vegan is great for our planet is Brazil, which is the largest beef exporter. The amount of Amazon rainforest that was slashed and burned to create grazing land for cows grew by approximately 10 million acres in the last 10 years alone. That's the size of Portugal, y'all. And so we're all about saving the rainforest and saving this planet, but yet we're condoning an industry that is killing this planet in order to raise cattle for our feed. In Brazil alone, there's 3 cows for every human. And so eating vegan, it's not just about, saving the animals. We're really thinking about ourselves too as the human race. Humans come before animals. And so you really have to think about if you're big on, driving a hybrid and recycling, you really have to look at how your habits of eating meat are actually affecting and harming this planet. Reason number 4 for trying vegan eating is personal health. So I'm actually pretty opinionated that being a vegetarian doesn't really do any good, because if you look at eggs, for example, because vegetarians eat eggs, the yolk of an egg is pure cholesterol and saturated fat. It's meant to run a baby chick for 21 days. And so there's no health benefits in eating eggs, well, at least the yolk for that matter. Sometimes I eat egg whites for the protein. If you look at cheese, they eat dairy. Cheese is the #1 source in the American diet, or it might be the worldwide diet, but I have to check my facts. But the American diet for sodium and saturated fat. It has even pus in it. It's highly processed. It's terrible for you. And so when you really look at the vegetarian diet, besides not killing animals, you're actually killing yourself from all the cholesterol and saturated fat and sodium you're putting into your system. And so it really just doesn't make any sense to eat vegetarian from a health standpoint. You look at, the population of the whole world that's lactose intolerant. 73% of African Americans are lactose intolerant, 95% of Asians, 70% of Native Americans, and 53% of Hispanics are lactose intolerant. When I had both my babies, I cut out dairy nursing, especially after my first, because he had the worst reflux, had bad baby acne, you name it. And I cut out dairy. He was a different kid just like that. And so you look at this milk and this dairy, and it's honestly really terrible for you. It can cause acne and whatnot. My husband is, not a professional athlete, but he's a serious athlete. He's an ultra marathoner. He does 100-mile races, and he has actually shown more energy and greater recovery without eating meat, because meat is actually a big inflammatory. Eating vegan, I started eating full vegan after my daughter was born, my second baby. And, having a newborn, you don't sleep. I can't really drink coffee because she's gonna get it through the breast milk. So I was so tired, and eating vegan, my energy is up, my skin got clearer. I work nights, y'all. I don't get to bed until 1 a.m. and then I'm up at 6 a.m. with my kids, and look at me. I look great. On average, vegans are slimmer. They don't deal with heart disease or obesity as often. And so eating vegan for health-wise is just all around better. And once you master vegan cooking, I actually experience more flavor eating vegan than I ever did eating meat. It just tastes kind of stale and old after a while. I stopped craving cheeses, because cheese is very addictive. I finally got over that hump of craving cheese. And so those are my 4 reasons for trying vegan eating. And so if you have any questions or comments, comment below and I will try and get back to you. And look for my video coming up soon, the top myths of vegan eating. So I'll be addressing some of the top myths of vegan eating soon. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Almost Vegan Mommy. Bye.